in pretty good form. Geez, we don't have long to talk about the game because the Narre seniors just come bursting out onto Edmund Flack. They're ready to go. Just trying to see. And Kane Biscaya is out there.
Kane's there. I haven't seen Jackson Parker as of yet.
No, Parker wasn't selected.
He wasn't selected. So
Tona lied to us yesterday when we asked him about Parker.
That cramp he had, it didn't come up.
So
it's not the first time we've been lied to. I mean, there's a lot of people. Matt O'Neill said that he wasn't going to coach next year, and we found out that he's going to the Yarra Valley Mountain District League to coach Gembrook.
Gembrook, going back home.
In an assistant role. Now, I did promise to drop a bomb, and...
you did one of them earlier this year
yes.
at Turidan.
This won't stink as much, but it might.
That was horrible.
Now there's your classic radio right there. What's going on, Bailey?
The Pakenham Football Club.
Just butt in, Bailey.
There is plenty of rumours circulating around at this time of the year, but this one is circling around the Pakenham Football Club that one of your men, Jared, your favourite player in the SEN15 competition, Dan Fry.
The Fry Pan.
The man from Futurama, Dan Fry, could be coaching as a player coach at the Garfield Football Club.
He's leaving.
Ryan Hendy vacated the position as coach at Garfield after last weekend's disappointing loss in the elimination final. There is talk that if Fry does go and join Garfield, that there could be a few players that join him, including Captain Dean Blake and skillful midfielder Corey Lenders.
Jeez.
So
that's huge news.
Pakenham could be without three of their leading senior footballers to start the season next year. We know the bank cheque book is open at Pakenham, but they're not spending a lot on their captain from what I've heard, and that could be a reason for his departure.
Oh, very well. That's huge news, and I think...
this is just a reminisce.
A bit of Futurama.
Fair enough.
Yesterday we had Bailey in tears.
I tell you what, for someone who has one eye, she's not a bad-looking cartoon character, is she?
You've just butted in with that rubbish, have you, Bryce?
Bailey's agreeing with me.
I feel you, Bryce. I feel you.
What's her name?
Leela.
You going down to netball or what?
Oh, no, I like the banter.
You can still hear it on the way down.
You can still hear it.
We're going to need to send you down to ground level anyway to get a ground report. How early are Narre out there? Beaconsfield's reserves are still talking to their coach. The reserve team for Narre are still on the field. The crowd size probably isn't as big as yesterday. We saw a massive crowd out there at Tumark Reserve. Just by the amount of people on the ground having a kick, it was people out there enjoying themselves yesterday at Pakenham. Beaconsfield have made their way onto the ground. Daniel Maslicki's 250th game. Congratulations to Captain Courageous. Trent, you can take the Narre hat, and Jared, we know you will never leave Beaconsfield. So, your opposition coaches, we asked this yesterday, the strength and weaknesses of your side. We'll start with Trent and Narre Warren. What is the strength of the Magpies?
I think having both Biscaya boys in the side, they were questions raised after last week's game whether or not they would be fit enough to come into play in today's game. So having those two in the side is definitely a mental boost for not only our side but a mental doubt for our opposition, and I'm sure Clint here would agree with me as well. They're players that can cause some worry through the Beaconsfield mindset. Our young man, or young gun I should say, he's not really a young man but a young gun in Angelopoulos down forward as well. He's our probably most dangerous small forward in the club, if not the competition. So our forward line's probably our strongest outfit today, with Beaconsfield having a couple of big names come back in as well to try and shut us down. But I think accurate kicking and accurate shots on goal, number one, and accurate passages for our forwards will be the setup to today's game. So while we're here in good spirits, congratulations to Dan Maslicki, the captain of the opposition today, on his 250th game. We wish him all the best, but hopefully we can shut him down as best we can and get over the line as he's just out there having a warm-up with his team at the other end of the ground.
And we have Beaconsfield's representative here, Jihad Healy. The strengths and weaknesses of the Eagles.
I don't think we've got too much of a weakness. We don't pick players, as why Kerrigan hasn't been named under an injury cloud. We had the two big guns down the back, Pollard and Batterglen, have a run last week and come through okay. Yes, they were moving a bit gingerly at times, so they came through well. So that, again, helps us out. We saw A big wild card again is Bo Dowler, like we spoke about last week. He hasn't done much through the season, but his first final last week, he started showing what he can do, his decision-making, he's got sure hands, and what we need to do is not let us get hunted and packs and just stop running like we did in that second quarter against Dufton. They hunted us, and they did it well, applied a lot of pressure, and we stopped working for each other. We can work for each other, get it out wide to our runners. Jake Art's on one wing. Now, a little bloke who's got a 60 to 70 foot kick and can find someone all the time is fantastic. And young Dowd on the wing last week too, he really came alive when things started going that way. Once we start running, I think we know Narre, they're physical, they play hard football, but they're not as quick on the rebound as what we can be. So that's where we want to expose them. Get the ball out wide.
Now I'm coming back as back as Trent now. Jared's just mentioned.
This isn't a debate.
Jared just mentioned that Bowd played quite well last week. He was mentioned in the votes, and now his own coach is saying he was best on ground, and I'm still copping it for my votes.
Bo didn't appear in the best for Beaconsfield last week.
No, I didn't say he
came alight for 2 passages of play.
He came alight in the second half.
Which I think were only 2 passages you actually called for the game, and you gave him votes. So
yeah, that's it. I only mention what I know.
If you hear Trent mention a player's name more than twice today in the call, they are a chance to get votes. Out on the ground is Bailey Shaw. We'll get down to Bailey shortly. There is a breeze going across the ground, so we'll get his thoughts when he's ready. Yeah, he's ready to go. So we'll cross down to Bailey. The coin toss is only moments away. The umpires are breaking off in the position, but Bailey's the closest one to the action.
Thanks, KP. The ground itself's in really good condition. There's no real dirt patches or anything. It's a pretty good neck for a ground that's been played on all year. There is a slight breeze that's blowing across the ground. It might pick up a little bit as the game goes on, and we might see another inefficient game in front of goal. But I don't think it'll advantage either side. I think it'll just be a bit of a pain when you're having a shot on goal.
Give us your tip.
Or for the game?
Yeah.
Ooh, well.
For the win.
No, for the toss, Bailey.
Oh.
Off. Toss off.
Hey, we know who would win the toss if it was Bryce involved. Go on, Bailey.
Well, you've put me on the spot here.
All right, we'll come back to you.
No,
What's so hard about picking a winner?
You're right. I'm going to go with Beaky today.
Oh, there's a bit of an upset. Don't forget to text in your winner and margin to 0429 466 373. Get Bailey to keep his eye on the players coming towards the bench. Some players to watch out for today. I think Ben Giobi could have a game that could get Narre the win. He'll need to keep a lid on things when he gets distracted and does some silly things that can cost his team. George Angelopoulos is another player who will have to play well if they are to get the win. But keep your eye on Dale Gawley, the Casey Scorpions listed player. When he does play at Narre Warren, he usually gets a couple of goals and finishes in the best. For Beaconsfield, obviously Scott Meyer with Steve Watson going out. Expect Meyer to dominate the ruck. I think Damien Johnston, when he lifted his game in the second half in a tagging role against Rawu, showed some really good signs. And another player who goes unheralded at the Beaconsfield Football Club is Damien Swayer. We usually call him Swager, but we'll go with Swayer the way it should be pronounced so people don't text in. But we're only moments away. We have to get the tips here from Jared, Trent and also Bryce. You can join the tipping brigade by texting in 0429 466 373 or via a tweet at 977footy. Gerard, your tip?
I'll go Beaky by a kick.
Of course.
I'll go Narre Warren by 9 points.
Now, I want Narre Warren to win, but it's going to be Beaconsfield by 4 goals today.
Okay.
Jared's got the... Oh, do you do the votes, Kane, or are we passing them off to Jared today?
Jared's on the votes today. He did a great job. And when I tip, I only tip for Cranbourne, so I can't tip today. I've got no one to select. No,
but then you tell Bailey who to give the votes to, don't you?
No, I don't. I give him a gentle nudge. I try to lead Trent in, but I only could get 3 votes for G. Only moments away from the sudden death semi-final here on KC Radio, 97.7 FM. Kane Pollard, Trent Knight, G. Hart Heatley and Bailey Shaw on the boundary. Bryce pressing his buttons as always. We're underway here on KC Radio. Meyer against Hunter. Meyer wins the tap down. Joyce playing at centre-half forward, couldn't collect it. Under some pressure there was Morrison. He coughs up the football. It's been socketed forward by Stewart towards the boundary line there where Boyle is happy to see that ball go over.
Can I just say, sorry for the listeners out there, the coin's been tossed and Beaky are kicking to the gymnastics of the high school end.
Looks like Lincoln's has gone forward straight away to start this contest. Pollard is
Pollard's
also
down
deep
there,
in the
yes.
forward line. Looking into the forward line for Narre, we've got Badaglin on Corimba and George Antonopoulos being matched by Burton Challow. So the ball gets thrown in once again. Meyer taps it down. McDermott couldn't get the football out. The defence is under some pressure there for the Magpies. The quick kick forward coming by Lee was been marked by Dodsworth. Entry inside forward 50. Pollard's there to take the mark. Biscaya was ball watching.
Nice play
The
on.
mark wasn't paid. Biscaya, I thought, got too high. No free kick was there. Collins couldn't get the play away, but it's Damien Collins who does. He kicks the ball out towards the half-forward line looking for Flannery. He got his arms chopped and the ball goes out of bounds. So just forward of centre wing on the outer side. I'm not too sure of the crowd levels that we have this week, this game compared to yesterday. We'll get Bailey to confirm that at ground level. The ball gets thrown in. Hunter taps it down, but Stewart's there for the Eagles. Another entry inside forward 50. This ball's hard to mark. Bad bounce there for Kane Biscaya. The ball falls to Pollard. The kick around the body by Sean Pollard. Beaky have the first. 2 minutes into the game, Sean Pollard kicks his first goal and he goes down. There's going to be a free kick inside forward 50. Kane Biscaya giving a don't argue. Straight into Pollard's head. The free kick will be inside forward 50, so Pollard will have another shot on goal here by looks of things. No, it's from the centre of the ground. No, there's no free kick paid.
Well, he's paid one and then he's not paying it.
What's happened here? Confusion inside
Jeez.
forward 50. There's players milling around the football. Looks like Boyle's gone down to Dowler. Morrison's on Joyce. There is a free kick in the centre of the ground. No.
No? Well, that's interesting.
Well, there's no
isn't it?
midfielders around the ball. There's no midfielders in the centre square. Players are caught out of position. There's confusion here at Edmund Flack. No one knows quite what's happening. Beaconsfield will take the free kick. Oh, could be a dirty day for the umpires. They start like this as Meyer goes inside forward 50 looking for Joyce. Nice punch away there by Morrison. Running on to the football as Giobi, but he leaves it behind. Joyce gets upended. The ball spills free. Close to the boundary line there where Stewart sweeps the hand pass towards Swayer. Good play to tap it out there towards Joyce. Close to the pocket. Goes with the inside hand pass looking for Swayer. Breaks a tackle. Goes to Lincoln's. Lincoln's quick hand pass to Boyd. Missed its target. King clears with a hand pass through Jacob Flannery. Oh, watch out. Strong tackle on Quirk. He throws the ball out. The umpire says play on. Players are going in. Jacob Flannery tries to get the ball out. Now a quick kick there by Narre Warren. Bad bounce for Antonopoulos. Going through and nice blind turn there by G, but he gets tackled. Incorrect disposal and the free kick on the way of the Magpies.
Running forward now, the Magpies. They're linking up quite well here. Jake Richardson's got the ball and he runs inside forward 50. Has the shot on goal. It's going towards target, but it's just held up in the breeze. It's bounced further away from him than the distance he kicked it from. And we're going to see it thrown in 40 round from No Warrant's goal.
Gee, Hard, we saw Corimba appear to stretch or hurt his hip flexor last week. He seems to be moving a lot better in that first couple of minutes of play.
Yeah, Badaglin gave him a bit of a shove just to add some more pressure to it.
So the ball's gone up now and the Eagles are trying to clear it. Taking a strong mark there is Bowd.
Trent Knight's man.
On the half-back flank, he's had his 2 kicks now, so he's going to make the votes. Kicks it up towards the wing. Players dive over the top of it, trying to get possession. Coming up with it is Damien Johnson. Looks inside the forward 50. Tries to hit up his teammates. There's not a lot moving for him. Coming up to meet it was Pollard. He couldn't take the mark, but comes up with it and gets tackled strongly into the ground there by Morrison.
Dowler just copped a pretty severe bump there was that from Biscaya?
I think
Kane?
so. Kane tried to throw his weight around to him on the wing here too when that ball was going through. So he's not leaving anything in the tank, Biscaya.
So we're going to see it thrown up and it comes out towards the boundary line. Red Onion's in the way here. And Daniel Mislicki in his 250th game with a great smother on the boundary line, and we're going to see it thrown in.
He can tap me in rather than bagging the broadcast provider. Red Onion's been doing a great job in season 2015.
I like this bloke.
Especially
nice.
Andy.
Yeah,
Andy's
he's a
our
good
favourite.
bloke.
He's got the
most professional.
The Mars wear, so he's protected from all the filth here at Berwick. The ball gets punched there by Ben King towards centre wing, but Bailey Morris is there. Shoots the hand pass out towards Roberts. He misses his target, and then Rag just says, "How do you do, Kieran Roberts? I'll give you a push to the head." And the ball's going to be thrown in quickly. So Myers there. Over the top is Hunter. Nice punch towards the boundary line. Jacob Flannery, the caveman, gets the hand pass back there to Benjiobi. Gives two don't argues. Breaks that tackle and gets his kick away. Up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football for Antonopoulos. Ridden into the ground there by Burton Challow. How did he get it out? I'm not sure. Richardson, the no-look hand pass towards Lee. The kick around the body. Where's Biscaya? Out of position there. And taking a nice mark is Daniel Badaglin. He'll clear it towards the outer side. The option will be Swayer. In space, bouncing football now. Oh, bad bounce. Sitting and waiting there. Strong tackle by Michael Collins. How will the umpire see that? He'll say no. He'll throw it up. Bailey Shaw at boundary.
Yeah, KP, the crowd, not quite as big as yesterday, but I mean that's what you would expect for having a finals game on a Sunday.
Hello to people in Melview, Canada, who have joined the broadcast. We're worldwide, Trent.
Thrown up now on the flank. It's good to see that people from all over the globe can enjoy football.
Just don't offend them, please.
Quirk gets the handball out to Lee, who launches inside 450. Biscaya takes the mark inside the goal square. And Angelopoulos just getting into a little bit with the Beaconsfield players on the mark. But Biscaya's got the mark inside the goal square. You can write this one in the record.
This sort of distance would test you, wouldn't it, Trent?
No, it might test Bryce. Distance wouldn't test me. Accuracy would test Bryce. So together we'd be the ultimate powerhouse forwards. Karim Biscaya from
like
10...
superheroes, Trent and Bryce conform to make the super footballer.
From 10 metres out, Karim Biscaya comes in, makes the umpire move, but it's good nonetheless, and Karim Biscaya gets Narre Warren on the scoreboard. They now move to 1 goal apiece. 1-0-6 plays 1-0-6. We've gone 6 minutes of play in this first quarter.
I can hear the Barmy Army going off in the background.
Yeah, we've got the Karim Biscaya fan club just near the scoreboard, so they'll make a lot of noise every time he gets near the ball, like they did last week.
And they change ends too, like the old Plugger Lockett
And
days.
Kane
I reckon you would have been in
Biscaya's-
that brigade, Jared, changing ends to watch Plugger.
Oh, he's fantastic. Kane Biscaya's now run from the back line going into Narre's forward line, and Kane Pollard is, not Kane Pollard, following him as well. Just Kane, I can't get you out of my head.
Oh, you keep that to after the broadcast, please, Jared, on the way home.
Sorry, sweetie.
Meyer and Hunter in the ruck. McDermott on the centre wing there for the Eagles. Throw up. Meyer taps it down, looking for Mislicki in his 250th. Gets the ball forward there to Johnson. Back by hand to McDermott. Quick kick inside forward 50. Vacant goal square. Vacant forward 50, I should say. Bouncing football. Taylor Joyce doesn't collect. He taps it towards Bode. Gets a bad bounce. Arts is there. He couldn't collect that before the boundary line. The ball goes out.
And I was trying to find a matchup for Damien Collins, and I thought he might go to Arts before the game, and it looks like he has.
So the ball gets thrown in. Meyer at the back. Lucky not to give away the free kick there against Hunter. Ball goes back to Meyer. Quick hand pass there to Stewart. The kick around the body favours Dowler, and he takes the mark there against Andrew Hunter. Hunter just taking his eyes off the football at the worst time. He looked at Dowler. Dowler could see the big red cherry coming into his hands. The man of the porn star name will line up for a shot on goal from only 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle. You are back in Red Onion. They're directly behind this shot on goal. You couldn't ask for a better view, Trent Knight. In he comes. Bo Dowler from only 10 metres out. Becky have their second. They go out to a 6-point lead. We have gone 7 minutes of play here in the semi-final. Beaconsfield 2 straight 12. Lead Narre 1 straight 6. We have gone nearly 7.5 minutes here on 97.7 FM.
And that's good for his confidence. He read that beautifully. His opponent just got caught player watching and didn't know where the ball was. Bo Dowler took a nice clunk and kicked it too early, so that'll be good for his confidence.
They're using it, sorry to cut you off, Joe, they're using it a bit cleaner around their stoppages at the moment as well, Beaconsfield, which is good because they've got to be able to use quick passages of play before they run in towards goal. That one's for you there, Jihad.
It's just interesting right now Kieran Roberts is picking up Kane Biscaya in his forward line, and he was played the first 5 minutes in the back line, whether it was for physical presence or I'm not sure.
So back in the middle, Hunter with the tap down now. Meyer's gone and got the clearance and he kicks it down forward. Packer plays around this football now. Coming up with the ball there is Bowd. Runs around 2 Narre Warren players and then kicks inside 450 looking for the goals. All you have to do is let it go through. And Dale has let it go and Jake Bowd's kicked his first goal of the afternoon.
Sorry, it was young Jordan Stewart who kicked the goal.
I was Stewart, my mistake, listeners. So Jordan Stewart's got his first for the afternoon and Beaconsfield's third. They move to 3 straight 18, leading Narre Warren 1-0-6. We've gone 8.5 minutes of play in this first quarter.
Not bad for a 16-year-old Jordan Stewart, a Dandenong Stingray product, and has played back and forward. He's a versatile footballer, Jarrett.
He is, yeah, and he's got that little bit of zip about him too, and you don't notice him much. He's pretty wiry still, so he just gets in and under.
So 3 straight 18, Beaconsfield lead the Magpies. They need to try and get a clearance here, but Meyer bounces out of the pack. Gets the hand pass back to Stewart. He was wrapped up strongly there. No free kick paid. Mislicki's hand pass out towards Lincoln's. He tapped it on to Johnson. He breaks the tackle of King. Gets the hand pass to Swayer. Swayer's good from here. Only 40 metres out, and that's their fourth. Bang, bang, bang go the Eagles. And they're out to a 3-goal lead early here in the semi-final. Beaconsfield lead 4 straight 24. Narre Warren 1 straight 6. Kane Biscaya coming towards the boundary. He looks to be pretty fit there in front of Bailey. And Beaky, wow, they lead now by 4-1, and we've only gone 9 minutes of play of this first quarter.
You just saw Biscay when he got to the boundary line. He was about to turn right to where they were last week, but he would have gone into the nest of eagles.
That would have been very dangerous play indeed. Who knows what could have carnage would have come out of that one between Biscay and the Beaconsfield Old Faithful.
Realistically, an eagle would kill a magpie.
Thanks for that, Bryce.
Well, they're a bird of prey.
This is true. Back in the middle, Meyer tapped down. Mr. Slicky ends up with the ball and gets ridden into the ground by Lee.
He's used to that,
Was
isn't
that
he?
a trip that landed right on his face there, Miss Slicky?
It looked like he was going to get face planted, but no, he's up okay.
It might have hurt. Going up in the ruck there, Narre Warren are punching it forward. Coming out with it is the man himself, Miss Slicky, in his 250th game. The ball's being cut off there by Narre Warren. Running through with it is Collins. Ending up with the ball there for the Magpies was Angelopoulos going towards the line, and he's just had it punched through on the last line of defence by Pollard. So Angelopoulos gets Narre Warren's first behind of the game. They move to 1-1-7, trailing Beaconsfield 4 straight 24.
Angelopoulos is wearing 37 for any listeners tuning in at the game, not number 8, going for a bit of a disguise act.
So coming out, the Eagles are building well. He's just handballed it into space there. The numbers with the Magpies at centre wing. Handballing it forward was Hunter. They're trying to build across half back towards the centre wing, and they do so now. Running through from the forward flank. They kick inside 450. Rag gets caught out of position, but the Magpies are going to have a second crack at it. Coming up to meet it there for the Magpies is Jordan Flannery, but Biscay is at the front position, and he's taken the mark 20 metres out on a slight angle, and you'd almost have to put this one in your books as well. He's got one for the afternoon so far. Needs to put this one through to wrestle back a bit of momentum from the Eagles.
Now, I appreciate the intensity George Angelopoulos brings to the game, but I've just seen twice now him remonstrate with a Beaconsfield player after mark has been paid. You wouldn't want to cost the Magpies a shot on goal this early in the game when they're trailing by 17 points.
No, my thoughts exactly, yeah. That was the second time he did. He just loves getting into the face of the
He's still
opposition.
going down there at the umpire now, Angelopoulos.
Oh, yeah, it's never his fault. It's never the little bloke's fault. I'll always tell you that.
Karim Biscay comes in from 25 metres out. He's popped it up, got up and under it. It won't even make the distance, but it gets punched through over.
That hit the point post.
I think it was rushed into it. But, yeah, it didn't hit it on the full, I don't think. It was
No, it didn't hit it on the full, but
yeah, he just sort of stabbed at that one more than kicked through it.
A behind a Narre Warren nonetheless. 1-2-8, trailing Beaconsfield 4 straight 24.
So Pollard goes long out here, broadcast side of the ground. Richardson couldn't collect the football. He tapped it to Collins, who went to Michael Collins, back to Invertine. Corey Invertine goes long to centre half forward. Flying high there was Rag, but at the back, reading it better, was Bailey Morris. He's taken a nice mark there at centre half back. He's been called to play on. Usually good by foot. He goes long out towards centre wing to a 2-on-1 contest. Joyce in the best position to collect the football now. Close to the boundary line. He has the space there against Morrison. Gives it, don't argue, to McNamara. The kick around the body, though, only finds Michael Collins, who clears. Long penetrating kick to the half-forward line where Rag in space takes the mark. He need a big day today, Ben Rag, if Narre are to get the win. He pops it up there. Perfectly weighted pass for Lee. Takes the mark in front of Roberts. Plays on. Kicks into the pocket. Looking for and nearly found Richardson at full stretch. Antonopoulos is there. He gets taken over the boundary line by Burton Challow, the man with the porn star moustache, and the ball's going to be thrown in 20 metres around from Narre Warren's attacking end. They are kicking towards the Cardinia Park Hotel end.
I'd like to debate that with you one day. Kane, a porn star moustache. I've never seen one before.
Well, it's out of the 80s. It's a little dirty
that was
black
before,
one that just
before I was born.
That just sits on his top
Maybe
of
that's
his
why
mouth.
you were born.
So we won't go there. I hold the Irish in high regard. Happy Father's Day, Rowan. The ball's kicked inside forward 50. Punch away there by Pollard. Meyer was there, couldn't collect the football. Going through Richardson. Beautiful blind turn out of traffic. His hand pass, though, misses its target. McDermott's there for the Eagles. His quick hand pass was cut off. Pollard goes in to get the hand pass. The ball finishes with Lee. Lee from only 15 metres out's gone through and kicked it. Great finishing work there by Matthew Lee. George Angelopoulos is playing for a free kick, or he has copped one there from Burton Challow. They're going tit for tat at the moment, but great finishing work there by the Magpies. I don't know how the ball got into Lee's hand, but it doesn't matter. He finished it off truly. Narre, 2-2-14, trailing Beaconsfield 4 straight 24. Angelopoulos is still on his haunches.
Yeah, it was popping around the ball in that contested play just between the half-forward line and the pocket, and Lee came through beautifully and sharked it nicely into an open goal.
An interesting matchup that one's going to be, Burton Challow against Angelopoulos. We'll have to watch to see if fireworks and sparks fly between those two. Back in the middle, Meyer with a thumping punch forward. almost hits it.
Free
And
kick.
a free kick's been paid towards Narre Warren for holding the man. That free kick going to Collins.
Damien.
He's called
Back
that from
now.
30 metres
Yeah,
away.
isn't he? It's Damien Collins who's got the free.
And he kicks it out wide now towards his teammate in... Is that Michael Collins as well?
King.
King across half-back. Kicks it up towards the flank. Beaconsfield have got numbers around the ball now. And the ball comes out towards his teammate there for the Eagles in McDermott, who kicks a long thumping kick up towards the wing. Coming up to meet it, there's players everywhere around this. Collins with the ball, handballs it back to Michael Collins. Goes up towards the wing now, and he hits up his teammate in Flannery. Giobi on the wing, sorry. He kicks it up towards the flank now. And Richardson's going to run in from 50, looking for Biscaya. He's got to go the 1-2. Gets held on without the ball. No free paid.
Free kick.
Jordan Flannery's got it, but the free kick was paid in the end to Biscaya. He had 2 goes at the cherry then and got held without it. And he's going to be given his 3rd shot on goal in less than 15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes of play. His 3rd shot on goal, and this one from about 15 metres out.
And just as usual, Angelopoulos went over there to make sure they knew he had the free kick as his Beaconsfield opponents.
So plenty of talk with the umpires and the man on the mark
Hopefully
from
he kicks through
Angelopoulos.
this shot. His last one was a little toe poke.
Well, this will just... that's a bit of a poke as well, but from closer in.
So
I think... Sorry, mate, go on.
Karim Biscaya comes in from 25 metres out and kicks truly. No Warren moved to 3-2-20, trailing Beaconsfield 4 straight to 24.
Just, that kick was a bit of a toe poke as well. He didn't follow that through nicely. So I'm just wondering if he's, with his hip flexor, which he's just holding on to it now, is what's going to test him with his kicking range.
Invitine's just come off the ground and was grabbed there by one of the assistant coaches, given some directions. We'll quickly get down to Bailey Shaw on the boundary. What's the atmosphere like down there at ground level?
Yeah, it's not quite as vocal. The only time it really kicked off was after a few umpiring decisions, but we'll see how it plays out throughout the game.
Meyer taps the ball down, breaking through there is Lincoln's long kick inside forward, 50 at the back there was Joyce, who brings the ball to ground. Coming through, showing some good turn of pace there was Rose, but he was tackled. The no-look hand pass coming out there by Damien Collins finds Andrew Hunter. He goes, so it's actually Lee Boyle. The short little pass out to Andrew Hunter now. Hand pass over the top towards the player in Daniel Jackson. The kick forward though by King was a little bit indiscriminate. Goes to Arts. He shoots the hand pass there to Jordan Stewart. Long penetrating kick. Where are the markers for Beaconsfield? Nobody there. Reading the play nicely was Rag. So he kicks it out in the space there for Morrison. Couldn't complete the mark, but in space. Well, that ball just bubbles up. He now gets a hand pass over towards Angelopoulos, deep in defence. Usually good by foot and a good decision maker. Just misses its target that time. But going through was Giobi. Was he tripped? I'm not sure by Mile. Did look like it. Morris tries to get the football out. Giobi goes in once again like a man possessed. Arts and Giobi go at it. That would be a pretty feisty encounter, you would think. And the ball's going to be thrown up just inside the centre square. In Beaconsfield's advantage, going towards the gymnasium. Oh, the Ruckmans stripping themselves out of the contest. Dodsworth gets a push. McNamara does well. Back by hand towards Jackson. He breaks a tackle, kicks the ball forward, but reading into play best there was Brown. Oh, there's been a free kick and now a 50-metre penalty. Umpire, please. This is a semi-final. We don't understand you at the best of times. We're going to give the players a break. He was trying to move the game on there, Brown, after completing the mark, and has been penalised in the most severe way. This will bring Narre Warren from forward of centre wing all the way into forward 50. I think it's Matthew Lee that will be Richardson who will get the free kick. Didn't see much in that one, Jihad.
No, he didn't push him as the umpire instigated. He didn't use his hands at all. Maybe it was just a bit too far off the ball in the umpire's decision. But the 50, obviously the opposition player kicked the ball, and that's why he's paid it. So
4 goals in 8 minutes to Beaconsfield. They haven't scored since. This is for the lead for Narre Warren. In comes Richardson now from only 30 metres out. Of the talented big man goes across the face and through for one behind. So they go to 3-3-21. Still trailing Beaconsfield, 4 straight 24. 3 points the difference. 19 minutes of play into this first quarter. Kicking in is Burton Challow. He decides to go towards the outer side. Johnson was there but couldn't quite reach it. Hunter taps it down, but sharking it and reading it well was Johnston. He goes for a short hand pass to Meyer. The ball's all the way up towards the half-forward line now. Using his body well was Rose. Battery run down, gets a hand pass to Dodsworth. He'll kick the ball inside forward. 50 O'Dowler has some space there against Boyle. The ball just bounces up nicely. Abdallah goes back to Dodsworth. Battery run down, gets the hand pass towards Joyce. Couldn't break the tackle there of Morrison. Going in, Jared Anderson gets the hand pass back towards Damien Collins. He's slung as he's tackled. The ball spills free out towards Morrison. There's a Beaconsfield player down. Lee inside defensive 50 now. Brings it out, and if they can mark it here, Jackson, he could be away. No, the ball bounces up over his head. He collects it now and gets around Brown too easily. The short pass by Jackson finds Rag on centre wing.
Now, I think that's Taylor Joyce. He's holding his shoulder.
Rag kicks it up to the forward flank. No one home for the Magpies, and happy to see it over the boundary line is Bertoncello. A long way from home. He's going to see it out of bounds.
I think he's dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, he's got up twice and then gone down holding his shoulder, but now that, he told him.
Bailey's very close to the action there, so when he comes off, we'll get Bailey to give him a quick examination as he comes off the ground.
So thrown in now on the half-forward line for the Magpies. That is a pretty average throw-in from the umpire.
Oh, bash the umpires, Dim
I'm
said.
allowed to do that.
Oh, give young Merrick a chance.
Well,
he's the future of the competition. He looks great in yellow. He's a good kid. We love the umpires. Yeah.
So Matt Lee comes up with the ball, and we're going to see it thrown up. Richardson gets a handball out to his teammate in Jackson, who goes inside forward 50. Biscay's got to come up to meet it. Falls over at the crucial time. G comes up with it and clears it outside the opposite side of the ground, bouncing out towards the wing. It looks like it's headed for the boundary line, and they keep it in just. Bailey Morris has got it on the wing, kicks it up towards the half-forward line and overcooks every teammate he's got down there. Hunter's running over to meet it, collects it up near the boundary line, and he's happy to run it out of bounds. So we're going to see it thrown in.
Joyce is in a lot of pain down there and just cannot move that shoulder, can he, Bailey?
Troy McDermott's just drifted down to the pocket. He's about to be manned up now, but that was quite clever from himself to get down there unopposed.
Was his AC joint popped out and he just put it back in? I'm not too sure. Bailey's quite close to it, and look, these windy conditions would make it quite difficult for the boundary umpires today, Trent, I have to say. The clearance goes the way of the Magpies. Giobi gets the hand pass there towards Lee. Inside traffic, long kick out towards Richardson. Pollard's there. Richardson taps it to himself. Good shepherding play there by Bertoncello. Allows Pollard to pick up the foot. Well, it's actually Battaglan, I should say, to clear it there for the Eagles. He's kicked it long into space. Going up to meet it, though, is Bowd. Gets it on the bounce. Usually good by foot. Goes for the spearing pass, looking for Dowler. At his shoelace as well. Use of the body there by Big Lee Boyle. He'll be one player that understand Joyce's pain. He's had crook shoulders for quite a few seasons, Lee Boyle. It's good to see him get through as many games as he had this season, the vice-captain of the Narre Warren Football Club. Rose coming off for Miss Slicky. Angelopoulos is waiting to come back on the ground.
Angelopoulos hasn't left that spot when he came off.
Meyer just goes with a big punch. Is that out of bounds on the full if nobody touched it from the throw-in?
If it goes over on the full, is my understanding.
Very close. Anyway, the ball to be thrown in 15 or 20 metres around from Beaconsfield's attacking end. They haven't scored since the 8-minute mark. So it's nearly 17 minutes to play now without a score for Beaconsfield. Hunter taps it down, but Johnson was there for the Eagles. Couldn't get the clearance out. Oh, going through there is that Arts with half the Narre Warren defence on him, including Jared Anderson. So the ball to be thrown up. Oh, that breeze seems to be a little bit patchy at the moment. We'll get Bailey to update us as Meyer goes with a big punch into a dangerous position. The only one there was Sorosinski for the Magpies. Biscaya, that was Kane, had a fresh area, but there's been a free kick picked out there against Swayer for an incorrect disposal. Taking the free kick is McNamara. He brings it out to the broadcast side of the ground's pocket where he finds Ryan Morrison. Morrison goes for a short option there in Damien Collins, but the ball just holds up, allows Bertoncello into the contest. His punch towards the boundary line goes as far as Daniel Jackson, who hasn't been clean at all today. He hasn't got the sticky gloves on, and that ball goes out of bounds right in front of Chris Toner, who could be possibly playing his last game, or coaching his last game of senior football this year. As the ball gets thrown in, a lot better there from Merrick. Punched down by Brown. Jackson, though, doing the roving. His quick kick out just adds to his disappointing afternoon going out of bounds on the full. Antonopoulos tries to get a disposal, trying to steal the free kick there, but no. It'll be Beaconsfield, who have got the free kick here on centre wing. Won't be Lincoln's. It's going to be Ryan Olsen, who's been a pretty good contributor at senior level this year.
So trying to run away from it, Olsen. He's got called back to take the free kick on true centre wing.
Meyer.
Dowler's asking for the ball as well, but it goes to Meyer, and he's just been pushed and tripped. He's copped a lot of it, but he's been given the free kick.
If it's going to be consistent.
And he has paid it as well. Scott Myers just received a 50-metre penalty, and if that man for the Magpies, Ben King, doesn't zip it to the umpire, he'll be taken all the way to the goal line.
I think he's just about to take him there now. This guy's pretty good with his 50s. He was the same one.
Yeah, I'd like to buy my real estate through him. Not the ones who only go 35 metres, but That's a healthy 50-metre penalty, Giard.
Yeah, well, the one he gave...
Hey, it's consistent.
First 50, that's
They
right.
can't
That's
complain.
That's what I was about to say. He was gave that one a nice, healthy one. It's consistent, and that's all you want from an umpire. If they're going to do the same thing both sides, that's the main thing.
So Scott Myers going to come in from 10 metres out, and he kicks truly straight over the goal umpire's hat. Scott Myers got his first for the afternoon, and Beaconsfield kicked their first goal in about 15 minutes. They go to 5 straight 30 to Narre Warren 3-3-21. We've gone 25 minutes of play in this first term.
We spoke about it on the barrel yesterday. When umpires go with big decisions, they set the tone early. He set the tone by giving the 50-metre penalty against Beaconsfield's Jack Brown, who kicked it after the contest. It's good to see him pay the 50-metre penalty as much as it did penalise Narre Warren. Technically, looking at the rules, you can't dispose of the football once the free kick's been paid.
No,
So
the 50s were for the same thing. Against
Exactly.
Beaconsfield, they disposed of it when they shouldn't have, and now he's done the same with Narre. So that's what you want out of an umpire, as we both said.
Narre had more scoring shots than Berwick last week and lost. At the 25-minute mark of the first quarter, they've had 6 scoring shots to 5 and trailed by 9 points. The football's just been returned to the field. I'm not too sure where that ended up. What's going on, Bryce?
Just had a new ball brought on to the field, but the other one over there in the Berwick end.
So they're losing track of their balls here at Edwin Flack. They need to get someone onto that. They've got too many balls on the field. We don't like too many balls on the field. The ball gets thrown up. Meyer against Hunter. Meyer taps it down. Loose football. Bowd couldn't collect it. Going through was Olsen. The ball comes out to Johnson, who runs away. The ball spills free. Was that a free kick? No. McNamara for the Magpies. Off the centre half back line. Goes up towards a diving Richardson, who couldn't complete the mark. Olsen was courageous there against Quirk. Quirk couldn't get his disposal away. Going through there was Mitchum. He tapped it out there towards Pollard, who used Stewart. Now Johnson, under some pressure, kicks the ball forward. McDermott was the target, but under pressure there, Johnson kick goes off the side of the boot and out of bounds. Still a long way forward of centre for the Eagles. They're attacking towards the gymnasium end here at Edwin Flack. The ball's about 55 metres out. The throw in, Hunter's doing the ruck work against Brown as a short throw in. Merrick is struggling a bit today. Bascaya was doing the roving, but the ball's gone to Lincoln's. His second attempt at kicking goes all the way towards Dowler. Nice punch away by Giobi. The whippet there, Sorosinski bumps Bode and runs away. He's got plenty of pace to burn here, the whippet. 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Look at him go within the 420 metres at Sandown. He goes out towards the half-back line, and Meyer was there. Drops a mark, but in space does well to big man. By hand towards Bode. Nice shipper there by Meyer. Bode's kicked forward. Oh, Dowler was at a push in the back. No free kick was paid. Going through there and getting a push from McDermott was the Narre Warren defender. I think that may have been Matt Lee. It's actually Damien Collins, and the ball's going to be thrown up about 35 metres around from Beaconsfield's attacking end.
So tap down now. Arts gets wrapped up head high. Umpire didn't pay it. And now he's just paid advantage for a Narre Warren free kick. So Anderson brings it out towards the opposite side of the wing. And happy to see it out of bounds is Papworth on the outer side. So we're going to see it thrown in just forward to centre wing for Beaconsfield.
He played well last week, Papworth.
He did. Quite an influential game.
Have you gotten the votes?
No, I don't think he did last week. Last week,
No Narre Warren players got a vote.
No, they didn't. So Beaconsfield are going forward now. Ball sits up nicely for Arts. Just has to stop and have a look around. Kicks it back in towards... Oh, no, that was a horrible attempt at mark by Pollard.
By Mitchum.
Oh, sorry, Mitchum it was at half forward. And Narre Warren are clearing across half back. Coming up to meet it there is Quirk in the middle. Look at him go. Breaks through the middle. Kicks it up towards Biscaya. Dropped the sitter. It was actually Rag. Dropped the sitter. Picking in the ball up there for the Eagles was Battiglan. They're building across half back. Contested play. Ball spills out the back now, and the Eagles have got the clearance launching forward again. Coming up to meet it in the middle of the ground there for the Narre Warren is Hunter. Gets tackled hard. Spilling the ball out to the wing, and we're going to see it thrown up on centre wing.
Bailey, do you have an update to Taylor Joyce?
Yeah, I just had a chat to the trainer. They don't know if he'll be right to play, but he can't move his arm, so it's not looking very good, boys.
Might be a stinger. Well, if you're a Beaconsfield supporter, you would hope it's a stinger. The clearance goes the way of Beaconsfield, and then Jake Arts just had a case of the fumbles there and got ridden into the ground pretty strongly. Both teams were applying some strong tackles here today. Johnson just going over the top there and says, "How do you do, Matt Lee?" Interleague teammates earlier in the season. So third man up there was Lincoln's gone for a huge punch, but there's a nest of Magpies. Having to stand and wait was Giobi. Gets the hand pass under some pressure to King. Well, King didn't want it. He gave it straight back to Giobi. He had to cough the ball up. Going through and showing some leadership there was Boyle. That was a good piece of play, but his kick lets him down. Olsen couldn't complete the mark. The ball spills to Damien Collins. Now Matthew Lee. Defensive side of centre wing, just pops it up there for Patworth. He can play on now. Over-committing was Batterglen. Getting the hand pass Patworth to McNamara was his kick smothered. It did affect it. Bertoncello against Angelopoulos dropped the mark. Bertoncello goes back in. Nearly coughed it back up. Sitting on top of him there is Patworth. And the ball's going to be thrown up just outside forward 50. Some genuine concerns on the bench there for Beaconsfield. They lead by 9 points. 3-3-21 the Magpies, trailing Beaconsfield 5 straight. Very close to quarter time. George Angelopoulos tries to see Jackson, but his hand pass was intercepted beautifully there by Roberts, who goes forward with a mongrel kick, but bouncing the favour of McDermott. Better run past him is Anderson. It doesn't matter. There goes the siren for quarter time. That quarter going nearly 30 minutes. That was a long one. It's Beaconsfield coming out in front there, Jihad. Beaconsfield lead 5 straight 30 to Narre 3-3-21. 9 points the difference at quarter time.
Yeah, well, the game seems like it should be closer than 9 points, actually. It's been really hard, physical, fast-flying football. There hasn't been many unforced errors. It's been a good game so far. No real standouts either. Yep,
fantastic game so far. Both teams really trying to test each other. I wonder if they can handle this for the next 120 minutes.
I have liked Angelopoulos' game so far. He's made sure the Beaconsfield defenders know he's around. He's just yapping to them all the time, any chance he get. When he came off for a rest, he would have walked straight down to the bench and then straight back up there, ready to go on, showing his coach that he's ready to go on.
So Bailey Shaw's gone out towards the Beaconsfield huddle to listen to Clint Evans. Taylor Joy still hasn't...
he's just standing at the box. I can see him. He's just standing.
I'm just waiting
to
see if there's no ice.
No.
Ice is the first sign that his day's over.
Yep.
He's trying to explain the injury to somebody. Genuine concerns there for Beaconsfield. I mean, they do have cover.
Oh, he looks like he has got ice on there, so I'd
Does
say...
it? Or is it just...
No, there he is now. He's holding his arm and he looks like it's got... I'd say it's ice because it looks like there's a large lump on his shoulder, so I don't think... that'd be anything small and nice. Wouldn't be a roll of tape that big. So
I was hoping it was just a stinger.
Yeah, I think Bailey might be right. His day might be over, and if it's as bad as we think, that's his season. If Beaconsfield,
the way he's holding it does appear like he's done the AC joint.
Yeah.
So Chris Toner's going out to speak to his charges. Bryce, with a quick update before we cross down to Beaconsfield's coach Clint Evans.
Just reading an article during the break there that Linda Fernie Creek in the Yarra Valley Mountain District Football League is through to the Division 1 preliminary final. The first time they've been into a final in 24 years. So...
we don't mention that league unless we're talking about Belgrave.
Or Sean Stanton,
Yep.
Genuine battler.
I wonder where he's coaching today.
Oh,
he's always at some game, isn't he?
He was there. No, he'll be down at Catani today, I reckon.
He said that was battling football last week, didn't he?
I'm not too sure about his descriptions of Dallenbank.
It's their first preliminary final since 1991.
Wonderful performance by Linda Fernie Creek. So we're just waiting for Clint Evans to address his boys. The teams are in divisional passages there. Joyce, talking about being a rock star, it took him about half an hour just to get into the huddle because everyone wanted to stop and ask him how he was doing. They're closing in now. The goal kickers in that first quarter for Beaconsfield: Pollard, Dowler, Stewart, Swayer and Meyer. And for Narre Warren, Biscaya has 2 and Lee kicked 1. It's 3-3-21 Narre, trailing Beaky 5 straight 30. We'll cross down now to Premiership coach Clint Evans. We do send out a family-friendly warning and apologise in advance for any choice language. If you have any family or friends who might be offended, make sure they can't hear it. This is a live address from Premiership coach Clint Evans with his team leading by 9 points.
Then they started becoming a hunter and they were getting us. Keep your heads over the footy, right? About 3 or 4 times bloke at with mark there, Ollie over there, okay? You can't, right? That's just pressure, right? We've got to do it the other way to them, all right? There's got to be more work rate from the half forwards and mids, all right? Lee, Quirk, all right, Giovi, okay? They're getting forward of the football, all right? We're getting stuck in thinking Scotty's going to win it. We're all on the go side. We can't be like that. All right, said yes, we've got the dominant ruckman, but back yourself one-on-one, and when we're doing that, maybe have a couple of blocks. So if we know that if Dom's going to get the ball, let's get in the right spot from the opponent to block him out so Dom can have a free run of it. Right, don't all go to the one side. They're beating us there, and that's the area where we've got to do to win the game. All right, and you've got to be working back. Right, half forwards and that, said a few times there where it's gone down there, there's been no one. All right, same thing. It's work rate. Yes, we're telling you to push up, but when the ball's, you've got to get on your bike and come back. It's like that 5-second rule. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. So when you're knackered, come off the ground. All right, but it said wind or whatever, it said we're still playing okay. We said before we wanted to take our chances. Okay, it said, and we have, which has been really good. Now, and now they're going to think they've got the win, they can just run over us. All right, so I said this is where the concentration level and everything we spoke about before the game comes into it. All right, for the next 30 minutes, you've got to be hard edge. Play the game on out. If we get the ball, okay, and there's nothing on, hold up. It's spread for one another. All right, play behind the footy. What we'll do this quarter, all right, Scotty will take the centre squares. Brownie, all right, with Joycey out, centre half forward. But once the ball, you go into the ruck, and then Scotty plays behind, pretty much, in front of Basco to help him out.
Come, boys.
Rightio. Old, Jade and Clay, all right, good. Holly, Bats, Kieran, Bailey, Damo, Geordie, spoke to these boys. Don't get too sucked in. All right, don't get sucked in the contest. All right, Jesse, Brownie, T, Dotty, Bo, Slick, Scotty, Archie, Damo, all right, Tice, Rosie, and Bowdy. All right, in tight.
Come, boys.
Come, boys. Okay, so we're going to have to work harder. Boys, guarantee it. We've got about 5 players in their side that can hurt us. All right, we've got Lee, Quirk, Giovi, no Basco up. Okay, but they're the ones, if we can get it out of their hands, not get them to do it, we'll win the game. All right, but if you let them off the lead, they will run. All right, so with his work rate set against the win, all right, making sure we play to up.
Come on, boys.
Right, but it's got to go out wide. There's got to be stoppage after stoppage. Make it that. Make it a shit fight for half an hour. But when we do get it, run. But if they do get a run on or whatever, remember, all right, this is where leadership comes into it.
Heads,
All right,
boys.
hey, it's going to be hard now. It's going to make the win all more memorable with Joycey up, but it's work.
Come
on, boys.
Go, boys.
Feel good to have a chat, Clint?
Yeah, mate.
Here's Bailey Shaw with Clint Evans after the quarter-time address.
Thanks, Bryce. And Clint, you had a strong start. You had to be happy with the start that you had to the quarter, but you kind of fizzled out towards the end there.
Yeah, they sort of got their run on a little bit, which wasn't real good. Got three goals in front, and then we started, sort of playing in front of the footy a little bit, and then, they got their tails up and started to run really well, and just probably work rate more than anything.
What adjustments need to be made now that Joyce seems to be done for the day?
It's going to make it hard, but, we're going to have to go with a smaller forward line, just try and get in there as quick as we can and try and get them on the hop. Bo might be down there a little bit, Scotty might have to go down there, but, we'll play Jack Brown as centre half forward and sort of play him in the ruck as well.
What changes would you like to see from your boys in this second quarter?
Just more work rate, making sure that we're hitting our tackles and that. They've slipped a few tackles and got their runs, so we've got to make sure that we play behind and, if they want to get it, they've got to run through us first.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Bailey Shaw there
Why
with
didn't you ask about Taylor Joyce?
Clint Evans. Bailey, we might get you to chase up Taylor Joyce from Clint.
No, not yet.
No, I just saw him. Taylor Joyce just took the ice off his shoulder.
He's done,
and
boys.
He's done.
He's off the whiteboard. He's done.
Now, just some around the ground scores. The Demons lead the Giants by 21 points. 31-minute mark of the third term.
We'll
and
finish higher than your mob
That's
after
all right.
that.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind.
And
better draft pick than you muppets, because you waste them all.
Up.
Like you.
Yeah, Jack Loney.
Jack Watts, yeah.
And very quickly, some results from the VFL. Sandringham are... they haven't scored. The game to start at 2 o'clock, so an hour and a half ago, Williamstown have kicked 5-4-34.
I noticed the police are standing behind Bailey. and they're going to their walkie-talkies just doing a check. So
They found him.
the one B Shaw. Anyway, we'll get on to the second
Thanks
quarter.
for that, Bailey. Thanks for your
People,
input.
he doesn't want to say too much. Just doesn't want to bring any suspicion down to him. He says he plays at the skate park on the weekend, so if they want to find him, they can get him down there. He'll be there from about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
They're circling him, aren't they? Look at him.
They are. They're not giving him an inch.
Don't
That's
turn around, Bailey.
That's how popular Bailey's getting. He's got his own police escort. The ball gets thrown up. Invertino ruck there against Meyer. Meyer taps it down. That was a high shot there on Art. He got the kick away, but it was ineffective. The ball bounces out towards centre wing. Stewart got the ball back towards Johnston, who pops it up there looking for Dowler. Double attempt there, close to the boundary line, but the mark's been paid. So just in front of the scoreboard, which reads Beaconsfield in front by 9 points. He goes short, finds Pollard. Now here's a long kick if he likes to. He goes long into the pocket. Dodsworth's there, also Mislicky. Dodsworth couldn't mark. Sorosinski was worried out of it. The ball gets shot out there by Anderson towards the boundary line. Damien Collins couldn't keep the ball in. And it goes out of bounds. 20 metres around from Beaconsfield's attacking end. They are kicking towards the English Road end here at Edward Flack. So the ball gets thrown in. Lee jumps up, taps the ball down, but it was sharked nicely there by Lincolns, who gets the hand pass out towards Johnston. Johnston from the pocket goes right across the face. Michael Collins is chasing after the football. Just got a push for his trouble there by Dowler. It's funny how the physical contest like that sometimes gets ignored.
Yeah, they just sort of think that's par for the course.
Yep, that's his finals footy in local areas. Sunday afternoon football here on KC Radio as Infantine taps the ball down to Lee. Wow, he was just set upon there by Johnson and also Brown, Jack Brown.
The plumber.
And then we're going to see the ball get thrown up. I'm a bit concerned about the actions of the Victorian Police Force just in front of us here. I think I might be getting arrested as Maslicki couldn't keep the ball in out of that ruck throw-in. Damien Collins happy to see the ball over the boundary line. So not much has happened to start this second quarter. Still 9 points the margin. You're tuned in to KC Radio, 97.7 FM. The ball gets thrown in. Infantine gets a push in that rucking contest. No free kick was paid. Swayer's there. Nice tackle by Infantine, but Swayer got the hand pass to Arts. Arts misses its target. The ball bounces up there for King. In support, Hunter. The big man runs through the centre of Edmund Flack and goes bang inside forward 50. Antonopoulos caught out of position there. Battaglan couldn't mark. Nice punch though by Pollard. G was there. He coughs it up. G goes in a second time. Rides the bump of Rag. He goes in a third time. Great football there by G. Got the hand pass to Arts who can run. He gets around Hunter. Gets his kick out towards Lincoln's there who can mark on centre wing. Lincoln's calls his players the lead. He goes with a spearing pass looking for Dowler who slides in and takes a mark on his chest. Should have been paid. The ball bounced off his chest. The umpire says play on as Morrison's kicked it out there towards King. King gets a bad bounce. Dances the boundary line. Gets the hand pass over to Infantine. The young big man kicks it up towards the caveman there in Jacob Flannery who marks on his chest. So just forward of centre wing. Flannery now with a long penetrating kick inside forward 50. Roberts in the best position to punch. Gets it away from Rag. It's a loose football. Rag wanted it more. Got the hand pass out towards his teammate there in Lee, who's just run over the top of Arts. Johnson's gone over the top and the ball's going to be thrown up. I haven't seen Kane Biscaya come back onto the ground yet, boys, after going off halfway through that first quarter. So I don't know if Biscaya's injured once again. Jake Arts is very slow to his feet. The ball about to be thrown up with Beaconsfield leading by 9 points.
He did come back on side and went to the back line, but he hasn't come on after quarter time, you're right.
Thrown up now, and Jacob Flannery gets ridden into the ground. No holding in ball, free kick paid. Quirk comes up with it, breaks two tackles. He couldn't get rid of it just in time. Pack of players fly over the top of this football. No Warren desperate to get this out now, and they do so now through Quirk. Gets a handball out, but intercepted. There's bodies flying everywhere. KC Radio's getting up and about with this game now. Going in over the top of it there was Flannery, and he's going to be ridden into the ground and thrown up.
It looks like the Berwick Football Club are selling Bermerside Drive Bakehouse donuts.
Yeah, the Nutella donuts.
So, and the man behind the camera is going, I want half a dozen of them.
Very nice.
So we're going to see it thrown up now, 35 metres out, and a free kick's been paid to Meyer. Might have been a bit of back chatting the umpire there, but Meyer's got the free kick, and he's asked to play on now. Kicks it towards the outer side. Coming up to meet it there was his teammate there, McDermott. Kicks it up towards the wing, not a lot moving for him. Dowler's a long way from home. He's got the marked defensive side of centre wing. No, they're not moving too much for him. Kicks it up towards Dodsworth. On the forward flank, kicks it in towards his teammate there in Pollard. Punched away nicely. In defence there was Daniel Jackson, and we're going to see it thrown in.
No wonder the donut sellers went straight to the policeman.
Wow.
The ball pushed up the ground.
Here's $1.
I brought that to
be thrown
Kane's attention.
in. Brown taps it down. You don't get rewarded for bringing things to my attention, Bryce. As McNamara tries to hand pass it out. Only as far as the Beaconsfield defenders, though. Brown got the ball to Meyer. Loose hand pass out towards Arts. Does well to collect it now. Hand pass towards Olsen. Gets inside his tackler, then kicks it long. No one there at centre-half forward. Coming up to meet it was Hunter. He shoots the hand pass in the space for Flannery to run onto it. He does well, dashing through the centre of Edmund Flack. Flannery goes inside forward, 50. Biscaya! The juggling attempt won't be paid. The ball spills free. Beaconsfield defence clear it, and that's a shocking kick coming out of the fence there by G. That just came right off the side of the boot, nearly deliberate, you could say. But it was a terrible kick. You couldn't mean to do that. And the ball's going to be thrown in. Just forward of centre wing, just down from the interchange bench there for Narre Warren. Hunter's in the ruck against Meyer. The throw in's a little bit limp. Nice work there by Arts. Just slid his way out of traffic, but his hand pass went to 3 Magpies players. Luckily for Jake Arts, it missed everybody. He's gone back out of bounds. It does seem to be a little bit greasy in certain patches. Tyson Mitchum looking to come back on there for Beaconsfield. Keep your eye on Biscaya for me, please, Bailey. The ball's thrown in. That's Kane Biscaya I'm talking about. Meyer taps it down to Maslicki. Quirk did well. Flannery went in. That was Jordan. Got the hand pass in, but was cut off by Meyer. His hand pass was loose. Magpies have the numbers here to try and get it out. Flannery That was Jordan, got his head ripped off. No free kick was paid. Matthew Lee swung 360 in a tackle, then gets his kick away inside forward 50. Nice punch there by Kieran Roberts. Falls to Meyer. Back to Roberts. Runs through traffic, usually good by foot. This one hangs up in the breeze. Johnson has to stand tall there against Boyle. Did well to bring the ball to ground. Damien Collins gets a hand pass there to Lee Boyle. He goes Mungle, kick forward. Bouncing football, cleans up G. Karim Busquets, this ball's going to bounce through from 80 metres out. Can you believe it? Oh, what a beautiful goal there by Lee Boyle. That kick, how far is that, Jared? 80 metres?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah, straight from the wing and just kept going. And Angelopoulos is doing his best work again, just giving Battiglin something to say he couldn't catch up to that ball. So I like his game so far, Angelopoulos. He's just been a pest, which is what a little bloke does.
So 7 minutes into the second quarter, we've seen our first goal, and it took something like a miracle kick there from Lee Boyle. It has gone the distance of 80 metres on the bounce. Nice defensive play, though, I thought, by Narre Warren's forwards to create the space there as it went through a vacant goal square. They're still trailing by 3 points. It's 27-30 in favour of Beaconsfield.
In the middle now, Hunter gets the tap down and has to do his own roving. Going out to meet it there for the Magpies is McNamara. He's got Flannery in support. Pollard beats him to it, though, and he handballs it along the ground, and we're going to see it trickle out of bounds.
Oh, the umpire's played that deliberate.
Oh, my God.
Jeez.
No, that's... Wow.
The only thing you could do is handball.
That's $2.
McNamara's... That's only $1. McNamara's got the free kick. Oh, well, you got to let me know every time then. Quirk kicks it in forward. Biscaya uses his body. Couldn't take the mark. Kicking it along the ground there for the Eagles was G. He's got a big job today on Biscaya. The Eagles are building across half-back now, just waiting for an option. There's not a lot moving up towards the wing. The target for the Eagles there is Johnston. And the interceptive mark's been taken by the Magpies. They're going to build through the wing now. That's not the best kick. Richardson overruns it. Lee applies a strong tackle on Battiglin. Players fly on top of this football now on the half-forward flank, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Kane Busquets waiting to come back on.
Yep. Hey, is Trent also going to get fined if we say wow?
No.
Oh, okay. I won't say wow.
Bailey, report from ground level.
Well, I was just keeping an eye on Kane Busquets, and he was running around with his fellow bench members. He seemed a little ginger when he was running, but he must be fine to get out there because he's waiting at the interchange gate now.
Hunter with the tap down now and an instant ball up in almost the exact same spot.
Where do you play Kane Busquets? Do you take him forward or do you go into the back line?
He's done both so far in the first quarter. He started in the back line, went forward, and
Myers
went back
now
to the
loose
back
in that defence zone for Beaconsfield as well.
Mislicky misses the ball and ends up with Lee, and he just pops one through the goals. Matt Lee gets his first for the afternoon. It was actually his second for the afternoon, and he's just put that one through, and the Magpies have the lead. They go to 5-3-33, leading Beaconsfield 5 straight 30.
This is going to be the same as last week at Beaconsfield's second quarter. They're having trouble getting it past their half-forward line.
Well, they didn't score against Doveton. Doveton kicked 6 goals, 1-0 to lead at half-time before Beaconsfield came out and kicked 9 goals to 1. They're without Taylor Joyce, though, this afternoon. He's gone off the ground with what appears to be an AC injury. So, all to do now for Beaconsfield as they trail by 3 points. Meyer taps it down. Going through there was Michael Collins. Gets his space and it gets a hand pass to Hunter. Under some pressure, kicks the ball forward. Angelopoulos falls over, so does Burton Cello. It's a loose football there for Kane Busquets, who seems to be running pretty freely there. Towards the boundary line.
Also with Kane Busquets, and Daniel Jackson came on as well for Narre, and they all went to the forward line, so I wonder if they're going to test him for height.
The ball will get thrown in here. Brown with the ruck work against Karim Busquets. In it goes. Brown taps it down. Angelopoulos rove that beautifully. Shoots the hand pass out towards Damien Collins. A quick kick around the body. Oh, Battiglin was there. Reads it well. Now he's played on battery. Run down from behind. No, Richardson couldn't catch him. And Battiglin's just gone with a 30-metre pass towards the boundary line. They've been red hot on this afternoon. And the umpire decides to throw that one in. Morris coming off for Bode coming on. There for Beaconsfield. The ball gets thrown in. Brown taps it down. Nice roving there by McDermott. Finds Mitchum while his hand pass was nearly cut off. Ricochets out towards Lincoln. He goes back to Mitchum. Reading it well, though, was Collins. His hand pass was intercepted, though, by Olsen. Going in there with Jackson. Oh, his hand pass went to Swayer. Now there's some run for Beaconsfield as Lincoln goes long inside forward. 50. Johnson can mark. No. He was called out of it there by Dowler. Oh, now he's going to just pop it up for Damien Johnson. Why wouldn't you go back and have a shot? Because Johnson marks. Still not the best passage to play there for Beaconsfield. They panicked.
Oh, he's played on.
Johnson's played on. Anderson's done nothing. King's appealing. The goal's being paid and Beaconsfield are back in front. Well, I didn't quite see what happened there. King was disputing it as Johnson ran into an open goal. Beaconsfield have kicked 6 goals straight. That's right, listeners. They haven't missed. They've been dead-eye dicks all afternoon. Johnson's kicked his first. It has taken us 10 minutes of play in this second quarter. That goal against the play. Beaconsfield back in front by 3 points.
Well, back on Narre's probably half-forward line, just in a point of the square, there was about 5 handballs that were all intercepted by opposition, and eventually a Narre player handball it straight out to the Beaky guys.
Would have liked to see Dowler have a shot on goal.
Yeah, he'd probably, he's unselfish maybe.
Meyer versus Hunter in the ruck ends up in Miss Licky's hands, and we're going to see it thrown up again.
You know who's been quiet for Narre today is Dylan Quirk.
He had a pretty good 10 minutes in the first quarter, but yeah, he's gone out of it again.
Michael Collins, third man up, thumps it long, but intercepted by Meyer, and they look to press forward again. Players flying everywhere coming after this ball and diving over the top of there for the Eagles with McDermott. He's being given being paid the free kick for a trip. He should have been brought back behind the mark. Kicks it in towards Dowler, gets held without it, throws an arm at it. Collins handballs it towards the boundary line. Almost deliberate if it goes out. Wrapped up in a strong tackle there for the Magpies. Was that player was that Morrison on the halfback? No, it was Richardson.
He just got tackled and threw his hands in the air there, Morrison.
Just said, I haven't got this ball.
Hot potato.
And it's going to be thrown in. 25 metres out from Beaconsfield's goal. Taken out of the ruck there was
the free kick.
In
but
Brown.
He handballed it.
No, he got tackled before he handballed it and took it clean out of the ruck. So that's holding the ball every day of the week.
Yeah, it's an easy, soft decision.
Anderson's been brought to ground by Arts. They're getting very close to each other.
To handball it away, a correct disposal, it should be fine, should be play on.
So Anderson kicks it towards the broadcast side of the ground. Dropping the mark there for Narre Warren was Flannery.
It's Giobi.
Sorry.
Wearing 46 now.
Oh, he has changed jumpers.
It's thrown you.
It has. It threw me off because there's no 46 in here. But no, Giobi's got number 46 on now.
Now, Dodsworth just went through and collected Flannery. Bit of a how you do in front of us. The ball gets thrown in. Favoured Beaconsfield. Miss Licky got the clearance to Mitchum. Usually good by foot. Goes inside forward. 50. Johnson will fly. Gets his arms ripped down. He couldn't complete the mark. Swayer goes in. Anderson stands up. Shoots a hand pass out towards the whip at Sorosinski. He's been tackled and slung 360. That should be holding the football. It wasn't paid. King goes in. Indiscriminate hand pass was cut off by Mitchum. Mitchum breaks the pack and kicks the goal. 2 in a row to Beaconsfield. They're blah, blah, blah. Back out to a 9-point lead here at the 11-minute mark of the second quarter.
These 2 goals have come from nowhere, really, haven't they? They haven't looked like they've had any consistent play for the last 10 minutes and then just gone bang, bang, rice.
9 points the margin in favour of Beaconsfield. I missed it there. Tyson Mitchum kicked his first goal. Beaconsfield have 7 straight. They lead by 9 points. Narre 5-3-33. We have gone 13 minutes of play in this second quarter.
Is that feeding the monkeys? Keep him quiet.
Give him some peanuts. It's all he's worth.
Back in the middle. Meyer with the tap down. Jordan Flannery with the clearance and kicks it forward. Comes off the side of the boot. Not the best kick.
I don't know if that kick went forward or sideways, Trent.
Biscay's got to go out and meet it. No, it wasn't the best one. I think Bryce could have even beaten that kick.
We've seen some terrible field kicking. Hopefully we see a better effort in the $1 million kick between Arshold and Knight.
Biscay is happy to see it out of bounds.
Make sure you stick around for that. We'll go out straight after the game.
An absolute pig dog, Trent.
Thrown in now. Jeez.
With a mouthful of chocolate dribbling down his chin.
Brown gets the tap down. McNamara collects it and gets heavily tackled, and he's going to be pinned for holding the ball. Jeez, I'm copping it left, right and centre. And
the way you like it, Trent.
Half a joke.
You like it in every little hole you can get it.
Oh,
okay.
No.
Good radio again.
Where's the boys in blue? I need them up here. Kicked up towards the flying from the back. That Beaconsfield, he's got to be paid the mark there. Taking the mark is Dowler. He's a bit far away from home. Jake Bowd's calling for it on a strong lead. Dowler just goes for a short kick in to his teammate in Arts. He's got the mark about 15 metres away from Dowler. Just carried the required distance. On the flank now, kicks it towards Swayer, but it's gone out of bounds on the full. Swayer's not happy with that.
It was. He might have been looking for Swazer in the car.
Wow. So no one building across half back now. No, that's not. That's different. That's not about the play. That's about Jared's comments.
$3.
Wow. $4, damn it! Jeez. I'm going to be broke by the end of this game. Who are we donating this to?
To the Tim Lenders Shave the Mullet Fund.
Fair enough then. Olsen's got the free kick now. Bryce is asking for more chocolates than he can afford. No, Bailey's up in the broadcast position now. With the ball is Collins on half back. Shave the Mullet Fund's going to be rich by the end of this game. He kicks it off forward and there's no one home.
Meyer.
Pollard's got the mark. Kicks it out towards
Meyer.
broadcast side. It was Meyer. Kicks it out towards the wing. Dropping the mark is Hunter unopposed. Should have taken it. Bowd flies over the top of it. Mislicky's in there as well. Now we're trying to get this out and we're going to see it thrown up on the 50-metre arc, Beaconsfield's end.
Bailey has had to leave the broadcast, so I think the pressure from the boys in blue has sent him home.
Well, they've escorted him out of here, haven't they?
Going home in the back of a divvy van. We thank him for his efforts today.
So thrown up now and wrapped up in a strong tackle there for the Magpies was Boyle. Ball spills out, but we're going to see it thrown up again on the 50-metre arc.
That was a strong work there by Jack Brown against Boyle. Not an easy task to tackle him to the ground.
So waiting for it to be thrown up now it is. Brown in the ruck against Hunter. Taps it down towards Swire. Comes up, has to break off 2 tackles. Handballs it to himself on the ground. Gets his handball out towards Johnston. He gets held without it. Swire's got to go back in for it again and Johnston ends up with it. Slung to the ground by Lee in a very strong tackle and we're going to see it thrown up.
How can Narre respond? They've dominated patches of this quarter, but they still trail by their quarter-time margin of 9 points.
Thrown up now. Brown
Free
gets
kick.
shepherded out, but no, it's gone the way of the Magpies. Lee Boyle is going to take the free kick and he kicks it out wide. So with the ball now for the Magpies was Morrison, with a long thumping kick towards Kane Biscay. He's got 2 to beat. He's got to go back and fight for it again. Falls over at the crucial time. Coming up with it for the
Well
Eagles.
done, Kane Biscay.
Yeah.
He's had to fight hard for that one, and the Eagles are trying
He's
to
still
press.
going here,
Biscay's
Biscay.
going up for his 4th effort now.
Look at that.
Just chipping it forward.
Doing it himself.
He can.
And
He's
he's
a
got a
one-man
free kick.
team. Angelopoulos
Well done,
ends
Kane
up with it.
Biscay.
He's got a free kick for that in the back.
And he deserved it too. That was gutsy.
He's done a lot of work for that
He
one.
doesn't look 100% fit, but to keep going 4 times the way he did is courageous. So Kane Biscay will take the free kick. He's looking for his brother Karim. Karim flies. Couldn't take the mark. Front and square there was Anderson. He leaves the ball behind. Biscay goes in. It's Karim. Don't argue with me, he says. The kick around the body. Karim Biscay. Oh, it didn't make the distance. Rag drops at the last opportunity. Bataclan could have grabbed it. He went towards the boundary line. It didn't get there. Rag turns him inside out and Rag's kicked the goal from the pocket. Daniel Bataclan, that's disappointing play. Ben Rag there just collected the loose football from Bataclan, then ran around him like he was standing still, and he finished it off nicely. So that was another goal against the plate.
Yeah.
And Narre kicked their 6th. They go to 6-3-39. It's back to a 3-point ball game at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter. Is Bataclan just walking down there in defence?
Yeah, it looked like he was a statue then, didn't he? Just pushed the ball away from him and then just stopped. That goal certainly goes to the work of Kane Biscay out in the wing, beating 3 Beaconsfield players and then earning the free kick.
Yep, definitely.
If the second half can be like the first, we're going to be in for an interesting afternoon of football as Hunter gets the tap down now, but the numbers are with the Eagles. They're pressing out towards the broadcast side of the ground. They kick it up towards empty paddocks here. Players come from everywhere to meet it. Collected high there was Damien Collins.
It wasn't high. It was across the shoulders.
Oh, interesting call, but it's Beaconsfield free kick down the ground nonetheless. Flying high there for the Eagles, tapping towards the boundary line, spilling it down there for the Magpies is Papworth, and we're going to see it thrown in right in front of Clint Evans's interchange bench, and by the young man himself, Merrick, to do the throwing in duties.
The players are certainly throwing themselves around, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Both teams are playing pretty desperate, and it's been a pretty good contest in terms of what we're seeing out here at the moment.
Do or die for both teams as Lee goes 3rd man up and gets the punch away down. Kicking forward for the Eagles was Bowd. Taking the mark there for the Eagles also was Dodsworth. He goes inside 450. Dowler's got 2 to beat. But ball sits up nice and pretty for him. Runs around 1 on the left boot now. Kicks towards goal. Oh, it's just touched in the square and then punched over the line. So behind to Beaconsfield.
Their first points.
A shame that their first miss had to be from a rush behind. But they now move to 7-1-43, leading Narre Warren 6-3-39. We've gone 19 and a half minutes of this second quarter.
So Ryan Morrison will kick it in. He kicks it to himself and will go towards the outer side. Kick out towards King. Flying in from the side there is Bode. He got 2 votes last week, but he's playing better this week. Hand pass there by Brown out towards Arts. He got upended. The ball comes out towards Infantine. The big man doesn't know what to do, so he backtracks. Then gets the hand pass to King, who goes towards the caveman. Jacob Flannery kicks it up towards centre wing, where looks like it's McNamara who's taken the mark in space. He plays on quickly. Nice kick out there towards Biscaya. Punch away there by G. G pushes Biscaya towards the boundary line. The ball bobbles up and then goes out of bounds on the paint of 50.
It's just an interesting matchup too. We always thought it'd be Batterglen versus Kareem Biscaya, but G's played mostly on him.
G.
Whether that's it's not for height, definitely not for strength. So you just wonder maybe
form.
mobility.
Form.
Yeah.
Ball gets thrown in. Brown there against Biscaya. Biscaya taps it down. Pack of players around this football. Looks like they're having an all-in, but they're trying to get the football out there.
Well,
Players run in from everywhere. They just converge on the little pill.
When Kareem's around, you always know there's going to be a bit of push and shoving.
That was Gerard Healy that said that, not associated to Kane Pollard in any way. That was Gerard Healy. The ball gets thrown up 30 metres directly in front of Narre's goal. Rag was there battling hard. The ball comes down to Quirk, not given an inch. He gets ridden into the ground. The ball does bobble out to Meyer. Sweeps the hand pass out towards McNamara from the Magpies, who couldn't collect it. The ball goes to Giobi. Giobi from the pocket. Ben Giobi, don't tell me. He has kicked a beautiful goal from the pocket. 40 metres out to kick Narre back into the lead. Just shows some class. He kicks the goal out of his, and you know what to say then.
It's probably the best goal today so far.
Oh, definitely it was.
Classy goal.
You could just tell he was going to kick it. 7-3-45 go the Magpies at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. They're back out to a 2-point lead here in the first semi-final.
You know what makes this such a great game as well? There's no one dominant player out there at the moment.
Half-time in the Allenbank District Football League, and Nana Goon lead by 46 points. 12-4-76 in front of the Dusties, 4-6-30.
Told you Dusties were gone.
Thrown up in the middle now. Meyer gets the tap down. Plaque of players around this football. Coming out with it for the Magpies was Infantine. He's had a little bit of it in the second quarter. Pushing forward for the Eagles now is Olsen. He kicks up towards the flank. Going out to meet it is Pollard, but bad bounce for him. It was Lincoln's on the other side. I should have known he's a little bit shorter than Pollard. Out with the Magpies now is McNamara, who kicks forward, looking for Biscaya. G's playing on him like glue.
Free kick.
And he's been penalised for holding onto the man, and Biscaya's got the free kick 45 metres out on the slide angle.
Now the distance will test him. Yes, he's got a bit of a bruise behind him, but we'll really see what his hip flex is like at the moment.
It's going across. This is dangerous because if he kicks one of those Magpie floaters, that the ball could just hang up in the breeze and get blown right across the face. Now, Kane Biscaya's coming off the ground. He might be on reduced playing time, I'm not too sure. But he comes off as Flannery comes back on.
As Biscaya walks in, Karim Biscaya for his third goal of the afternoon. From 45 metres out, he kicks through it. It's good, and it looks good off the boot, and the crowd behind him are happy as well. Karim Biscaya kicks his third for the afternoon. Magpies now move to 8-3-51, leading Beaconsfield 7-1-43. We've gone 27 minutes of play in this second quarter.
His cheer squad certainly gives it atmosphere when he's kicking for goal, doesn't it? They follow him from end to end. It's fantastic.
How different is it when Narre kicked straight? They had 6 scoring shots in the first quarter and kicked 3-3. This quarter they've kicked, so they've had 5 scoring shots for 5 straight. They're out to their biggest lead of 8 points here in the shadows of half-time. Meyer goes up, taps it down there to Muslicki. Angelopoulos wanted the ball more, broke the tackle and kicked it long inside forward 50. Biscaya comes up, nearly took the mark but couldn't do so in the last grab. Rag, little dinky kick back towards Biscaya. He slung 360. Quirk gets upended by Arts and will receive a free kick. And to the displeasure of some Beaconsfield supporters, Quirk nearly had his head ripped off. The free kick was there. Now, the little man with a long leg will need to kick this all of 55 to get Narre out to a 14-point lead. It's currently 8 points. We have nearly gone 25 minutes here of the second. There's whistle being blown to get out of the way there by Bailey Morrish. They need to get more Beaconsfield players on the goal line. This will really test Quirk. He's getting some instructions from Biscaya and also Patworth. There's no one on Patworth. He could nearly become an option here. Angelopoulos isn't even looking at Quirk. He's just waiting for the kick to come in. So from outside 50, Dylan Quirk sets sail for goal. They're going to compete on the goal line, but no one was there for Beaconsfield. That is their third unanswered goal. And out to their biggest lead of the afternoon, really close to half-time. Narre go to 9-3-57 on the back of Quirk's first goal at the, the 25th minute of this second term. Narre 9-3-57 out to a 14-point lead against the Eagles 7-1-43. You're tuned in to KC Radio 97.7 FM.
So back in the middle now. We're just waiting for play to resume here. In the middle for the Magpies is Invertine. He's taken over the ruck work now. Meyer gets the tap down now. Invertine ends up with it and kicks it forward again. Here come the Magpies. They've kicked 3 unanswered now. Rag's going to come up and meet it and compete for it. He's got Flannery in support. Gets ridden into the ground through his back. Umpire didn't pay it. The caveman himself, Flannery, has 3 goes at it. Handballs it out towards his teammate in Papworth, who has a shot on goal and puts it through. Papworth's kicked the Magpies 4th in a row. Trent Papworth comes up with a goal there, and the Magpies now move to 10-3-63, leading Beaconsfield 7-1-43. We've gone 25 and a half minutes of this second term.
Half-time can't come fast enough for the Eagles, Jared.
They can't. I've been watching the last 3 centre matchups, and I want to see this again, but Angelopoulos has gone on to Mislicki, and he's actually just bodying him out of it, and it's like he's worrying him out of it. Beaky's most damaging midfielder. He's not being manhandled, but he's just being pushed around and pushed out of it and can't get his hands on the ball.
Narre have kicked 7 straight goals in the quarter. They're out to a 20-point lead here, very close to half-time. Tap down. Meyer won it out, but Damien Collins was there, goes in for the football. All players are throwing their body over the top of it there. 3 punches were cheeky ones were thrown, and that ball's going to be thrown up just outside the centre circle. We have seen 9 goals scored in this quarter, so we might see another 30-minute quarter as Roberts now come off the ground holding his quad, so that's going to stretch the Beaconsfield defence. Big punch there by Meyer. This time finds Mislicki. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Floating over the top there was Boyle. Couldn't complete the mark. King outworries McDermott, then sockers it towards the boundary line. And it goes over. Inside Beaconsfield's attacking end. They want to be quick. Looks like Roberts has a quad, so that's the second Beaconsfield player down.
Yeah,
don't know if it's a corky or if it's a strain. Have to see how he comes out after half-time. So the ball's going to be thrown in. Beaconsfield are a chance. Mislicki's doing the ruck work there by himself against 3 Narre Warren players, and Boyle's received a free kick for a hold. So Boyle plays on quickly, kicks the ball out towards Collins, gets the ball on the bounce, shoots the hand pass out to Morrison, calls a lot of his defender to make him run. Morrison goes long with a penetrating kick all the way through to the half-forward line. Dodsworth is there. The ball goes straight through his hands. He couldn't complete the mark. His second effort was good. Got the hand pass to Bode. In space, he can take a second bounce. Decides to kick up towards Dowler. They flew into his back there, Giobi. No free kick was paid. McDermott goes in, tries to get the hand pass out. Morrison goes in a second time. The ball comes out now to Mitchum of Beaconsfield. The kick around the body doesn't matter. There goes the siren to signal half-time. And that was a wonderful quarter if you're a Narre Warren supporter. 7 straight goals in that quarter. They go out to a 20-point lead. Narre 10-3-63. Lead Beaconsfield 7-1-43. That is half-time here in the first semi-final on KC Radio 97.7 FM.
Yeah, they certainly put the foot down, didn't they, Narre? Beaky got a few answers goals back, and then it was all Narre again, and they're just playing for each other. They got sure hands. We heard Clint Evans in his quarter-time address just telling the boys they've got these little fumbles, they're dropping marks they should hold. They're still fumbling the ball. It's that perceived pressure. They're looking up and seeing a black and white jumper near them, and they're taking their eyes off the ball, and Narre are capitalising on their mistakes with some nice skills, nice by hands and good by foot, and the big boys up forward are taking some nice marks and kicking good goals.
Now, just looking at Damien Swayer there, he's come out to speak to his little girls. Both teams go off the ground in what has been a pretty entertaining first half of football. Beaconsfield are still a big chance in this game, but probably Clint Evans will be very disappointed with the second half of that quarter, which saw them concede 4 goals in 3 minutes. And Narre go out to their biggest lead of the afternoon. Kieran Roberts.
Just a hobble run.
Yeah, not a full stretch there of his quad. And Taylor Joyce.
In a bathrobe by the looks of it.
Yeah, looks like he's got the boxing attire on as he walks off there in his what is that, Jared?
His boxing attire.
His boxing attire? What is the actual name for that?
The gown, the dressing gown?
Yes, thank you, the dressing gown. That was what I was looking for. So at half-time, we'll take a short break here from Edmund Flack. Before we get into that, Bryce, you got on the music just a little bit too early. They'll need to go through the goal kickers. After the short break, Bryce will be joined by Lyndon Elberston, who's the whinging lawyer from our VFL broadcast team. He's out there at Sandringham, the football tragic. He'll update us with the scores between Sandringham and Williamstown. We'll also speak to Ken Moore for an update at Allenbank and see how the Dussies are going against the Goon. But at halftime here at Edwin Flack, it is Narre 10-3-63, leading Beaconsfield 7-1-43. The goal kickers, Biscaya has 3, Lee has 2, singles 2, Boyle, Rag, Giobi and Quirk. And for Beaconsfield, all single goals kickers, Pollard, Dowler, Stewart, Swaja, Meyer, Johnston and Mitchum. It's half-time. Narre lead by 20 points. You're tuned in to Casey Radio, 97.7 FM, and Trent just got himself up and about at this half-time break with some Aka Daka.